I am Edward Pollock. I'm the Student President for Communication and Democracy, and this is an annual report on the projects that I've been working on over the past year. Over the past year, one of the things I've really wanted to try and do is enhance the way representation works at RGU Union. So one of the things we've looked at is introducing a new student voice forum, which is a way that all students across the university can engage in the decisions that the union's making. We've had some difficulty with forums before, so student voices are a new way of kind of looking and bringing those forums together, almost like a mini AGM each year. And I think so far that's been a really positive development. We've seen a lot of new ideas passed, more students engaging with the union's democracy, and it allows us to make more changes and decisions based on what students have said. The other area has been improving the annual general meeting for the union, and that's something that was a challenge when I first started, but we've been able over the past 2 years to get hundreds of students attending, voting and passing really big ideas for the union at that. But one of the key areas that I think is really important in terms of improving representation is the approach to student partnership. Now this is something that takes place across all universities, and it's the way that the university and the union work together to try and make changes. And what I've done from the duration of my time in office has been to make sure that the strength of that partnership and the awareness of that partnership extends across the university. Now it doesn't sound too exciting to students, but over the past year we have rebranded the way we look at partnership. We've introduced an Achieving Partnership campaign, and really through embedding partnership at all levels of the university, really improving the access to the partnership materials and information, students and staff are now more engaged in that representation. Students' voices are far more powerful in the university, they're well respected, and I think by introducing these new campaigns, developing materials and resources, we're able to make lasting changes, and as a result of that, students have been able to see really positive influences, whether you're a student rep or a school officer or a president. The access to partnership and the door is open to student feedback, and I think that's been a really positive change. I think a lot of students at RGU maybe are vaguely aware of the union, but coming into the role I was really passionate that more people know what the union does, how it helps them, what services we offer, because there's so much going on at RGU, but I just don't think people connect with it. So I think one of the key things we've done as a union team this year has been to really look at our space in the campus, our home, and really develop it. You'll have noticed that we now have our new union shop, D-View, we also have rebranded as Union Way with a brand new meeting space. That's been a huge project for the team to try and embed our home in the campus and make sure students know that all the different opportunities we provide. Through doing that, we have also been doing a lot more video messages. I'm sure people are seeing my face quite often, and we have been doing more on social media. We've also been attending induction classes, making sure that students are aware of the union when they first start at the university. We've been posting out freshers packs with guides and information, and we've also introduced a new student card with our logo on the back of it. And all of these little changes are aiming to make students aware that they are members of the union, and our recent survey shows that a significant larger number of students know about the union and know the services we offer, and I think that's really important because those students will see the benefit of all the amazing work that the union does. During my time as president, I knew one of the key areas I wanted to focus on was student housing. We know it's difficult to find housing in Aberdeen, and it's also a really expensive city to live in. So one of the activities that I've been working on is introducing the Live Right campaign at RGU Union. So it's a campaign that has a number of different strands to it. The first thing we did was introduce a new student housing fair, which allows students to meet with letting agencies, student halls providers and charities to get information about housing, which is the first time that's happened at RGU. We also developed a Live Right website, which provides information on how to find a house, also a new rating system where you can go in, find your letting agency and provide a rating and a review to that, which means students will have more control about where they're getting quality accommodation. We're also going to be providing a lot more information. We've produced a house hunting checklist, which gives you an easy access way to know all the rules about finding a flat, and all of these resources come together in the Live Right campaign, and hopefully that's going to be a powerful tool for students to be able to make the best housing decisions, and is one of the campaigns that I think I'm most proud of during my time at RGU Union. So when I started as president, one of the first things I worked on was the development of a new safe taxi scheme at RGU. And the idea behind that was that if students were out late at night or didn't have a safe way to get home, they could use their student card as a temporary form of payment with a Rainbow City taxi, and it meant that they would be able to get home safely and then pay the fare later on in the union. The scheme's been running for 2 years now, and it's been relatively popular. It's meant that students have had that access, and I think it's a way to reassure students and parents and new students coming to the city that the union looks after them and that the scheme is there to make sure they get home safely. In addition, around transport, I knew one of the key issues going into my role was about buses. There was a lot of student feedback about the quality of the bus service, so over the past 2 years I've been liaising closely with First Bus to try and make sure that they introduce improvements, but trying to lobby as much as I can for improvements, including the prices and things that are changed, including the new double-deckers, the new 1A service, and I think one of the achievements I'm most proud of is the introduction of late night buses during exam time, which means that students are able to access the library when it's open 24 hours and be able to get home safely on the bus, and all of these changes have hopefully meant that students have had a better experience while travelling to university. Another major achievement which has been led by student feedback has been the change to the academic calendar, and this is one of the projects that has really dominated my time, but it's one that I'm incredibly proud of, and it's only thanks to the partnership between the union and the university that we've been able to have such success with this. Students at our annual general meeting said they wanted to see exams move before Christmas, so I took that feedback on board and worked with the university to make sure that they established a working group to review the academic calendar. Through discussions we were able to negotiate and lobby and have an opportunity to redesign the whole calendar that reflects what students wanted to see. Luckily, just a few months after, we launched a major survey, and just after that, when the working group met, we were able to produce a brand new calendar which got approved for 2018-19, which means exams will move before Christmas. So I'm really pleased that we could really respond to student feedback and show that the union can deliver on what it promises and make the changes that students want to see. So representation does work, and even the biggest changes are possible. And there's been a lot of other changes that I've got to work on, responding to student feedback and trying to make as many changes as possible. Things like trying to improve microwave access, so you'll all know that there's now microwaves in the Surrey and Wood building, and there's more microwaves coming, and that's been something that students have fed back on for a number of years, so I'm really pleased that we were able to get that introduced after such a long time. And we've also been improving catering options, introducing new vegetarian and healthy options around the campus, but I've also been working on a leadership programme, which is just the start of a new project to try and allow students who are involved in extracurricular activity to really get the benefit out of that. So you might be involved as a rep in a society or as a sports club, and you're developing so many skills and experiences, and we want to give you the opportunity to track those skills, log them and get recognised for them. So the leadership programme is a new way that the union's going to try and introduce a framework that you can log those skills, you can learn additional skills through modules and workshops, and be rewarded and recognised for that. So during my time I've been developing the plan, working with fellow interns to try and set up the framework for that, and it's something that the union will hopefully continue and introduce in the near future to make sure that you get the most out of the opportunities at RGU Union. I'm incredibly proud of having the opportunity to be a student president here at RGU. I'm really proud of all the projects I've got to run, and I've tried my hardest to respond to student feedback and make some positive changes during my time. My manifesto aims, I feel like I've been able to complete them, and it's all thanks to the amazing support of the team at the union and all the students who've gotten involved. So as I go into my final year of studies, I'm going to be leaving the union with such a capable team to kind of take the projects forwards, and now my next task is going to be getting my degree, which is hopefully something I'll be able to do, but don't worry, I'll still be able to be involved in the union and see all the amazing things that it's going to do over the